There is so much untapped potential in books, and so many people just want to comb the internet, watch TikTok, watch YouTube, which is great, but there's so much information that's literally locked up in books because people just don't read them as much as they used to. So I want to give you a deep dive into some of my favorite marketing and psychology books. This is one of the most highly requested videos that I've ever had. And I'll also let you know that we do have a free resources page on our website, ladymedia.org/resources, where we have a ton of other books linked, as well as free resources that we have that we've built for you guys. I want to kind of dive into my favorites and also unpack for you guys how we've actually implemented these different books into our business and some of the results that we've seen, because I think that that's a lot more valuable than just giving you the title and telling you to go read it. My favorite books really surround the idea of sales psychology and just psychology in general. I am a lot more interested in understanding human psychology and understanding really what's going to be activating to people, what people care about, their desires, and how they receive the information that we are putting out via marketing. So you'll find that a lot of my book recs are actually not specifically marketing and sales, but they're actually more so geared towards psychology in general. So the very first book that I want to unpack for you guys is called Surrounded by Idiots by Thomas Erikson. And I absolutely love this book. I enjoyed it so much. And this breaks down the 4 different types of communication styles / 4 different types of personalities, which you guys know if you've watched any of my content that this ties directly into the 4 types of buyers. So this can give you a lot more insight into people's personality, what they care about, what they are really thinking about on a daily basis, and how to best communicate with them, especially in a work setting. So essentially, this book is unpacking the red, yellow, green, and blue communication styles, which correlate with the 4 buyer types, which are amiable, expressive, analytical, and driver. I will let you read the book and you can tell me how you think that that matches up. But essentially what this book does is it gives you tips on how to interact with the styles effectively. This allows you to adapt and tailor your marketing strategies to match the different personalities and really speak to them in a way that's going to be activating to them based off of what they care about. And again, activating them based on their psychology. So the way that we've really implemented this into our business is, number 1, by really understanding who we're speaking to when it comes to creating marketing and creating content for social media. So with this deepened understanding, it's really changed the way that I've framed certain content, the way that I discuss it, and there's certain things that maybe would be important to me as a business owner to hit home to, but I actually need to shift and talk about things in a different way that's going to be activating to the different types of personalities. We know that people tend to create for the one that they are, or their kind of prominent buyer type, simply because it's what is so comfortable to them. But if you're not creating for the other types of buyers or the other types of personalities, you're missing out on literally 75% of your sales. It's really important for you to be able to understand and speak to all of these different buyers when it comes to creating content. Now, the second way that we've really implemented this into our business is by taking into consideration these personality styles when it comes to our sales process, the sales conversations that we're having with people, the way we approach conversations with people in the DMs, as well as the onboarding process of bringing people into our advisory programs. So this informs the way that we tailor our communication, the way that we tailor the things that we're really speaking to, because we know what's super important to these different personality types, and because we know what type of personality they are when they come into the program, we can really make sure that we're hitting home to and customizing the support in a way that's going to be super impactful to them and what is really important to them based off of their personality. Now, another way that this has really improved our business, and my team members are probably going to laugh when they see this, but because it's something that I haven't really shared with them, but this I feel like has really enhanced my understanding of team dynamics and the way I approach different conversations, meetings, and even the requirements that I have for my team. So this really improves team collaboration and dynamic by recognizing and really understanding the different communication preferences that people have. So I kind of tailor my approach to managing my different team members based off of what I know about their personality and the way that they're going to receive communication, receive feedback, and ultimately be able to be as effective as they can possibly be based off of what I understand with their personality types. The second book that I absolutely love, and I cannot say enough good things about this book, is What Your Customer Wants and Can't Tell You by Melina. This book is really insightful because it's not your run-of-the-mill business and marketing book. It really is hitting home to those different behavioral economics insights that are going to make such a difference in making your content and your marketing stand out from the other people in your industry. So this is really talking about uncovering hidden customer desires using behavioral economics principles and really learning how to apply these insights in real marketing and sales scenarios. And this author does a really great job of breaking down a ton of different examples, and the case studies that she uses for her examples are very clear and applicable to the types of businesses that we have and that we work with. So it's been really valuable, and it really showcases the value of experimentation and personalization when it comes to uncovering what your customers really want. So there's a few ways that we have really infused the teachings from this book into our business. The first is obviously with our marketing and our communication. Really understanding these behavioral economics insights has given us so much data when it comes to understanding and doing the market research and really understanding our audience, really understanding some of the preconceived notions and biases that they have so that we can unpack that and overcome that in our content, which is why our content is so highly converting and converts better, I would say, than anyone else in the industry. The second way that we've really brought this into our business and been really successful with this is by bringing this into our offers, by being able to help people understand how to do the same for their audiences. So because we've applied this and seen such great results, we've been able to infuse this with the sales psychology strategies that we were already leveraging and go even deeper for our clients into market research and really understanding their audience's behavior and insights around what they care about and what is actually going to activate them to buy. Book number 3 is called Contagious: How to Build Word of Mouth in the Digital Age by Jonah Berger. And what this really unpacks is what he calls the STEPS model. So it's the 6 principles that make ideas contagious, which are social currency, triggers, emotion, public, practical value, and stories. So he's really unpacking how to create shareable content and techniques for creating content that people really want to share. So again, like increasing engagement, doing all the things that need to happen on social media for you to be super successful, as well as balancing virality with quality and balancing the desire for virality with the need for genuine quality in marketing campaigns. So it's really talking about the things that I harp on so often, which is that quality content is going to take you a lot further than just pumping out content just to pump out content. The marketing vice where it's like you have to post 3 to 5 times a day on TikTok, that is such trash, because if you create content that is actually activating to your audience and really creates a brand culture where people are so obsessed with your brand and they really want to share it, that is what's going to make your brand absolutely magnetic and so scalable in the future. Very obviously, we've brought this into our marketing and the way we go about creating content, but we've also brought this into the back end in our business where we've been able to leverage different things like referral programs, and we're getting into setting up things like affiliates for our offers and our lower ticket offers that's going to allow people to take that excitement and that magnetism that they have for our brand and really share it in a way that's going to be mutually beneficial for us and for them and their business. Book number 4 is The Unfair Advantage: How You Already Have What It Takes to Succeed by Ash Ali and Hasan Kubba. So this is probably one of my favorite books, and I love it. It talks about finding your unfair advantage and really leveraging your unique strengths and resources based off of your personal experience, your insights based off of what you've come through, what you've been through, and what has brought you to this point. So they unpack what's called the MILES framework, which is money, intelligence, and insight, location and luck, education and expertise, and status. And this really goes into how each factor contributes to success. And again, we've leveraged this in a couple different ways within our business. Number one, it's really helped me to tap into what about my personal brand, my story, and the experiences that I've had can really be leveraged for success. And this is something that I've talked with my clients so much about, is the fact that often where it hurts is where you need to lean into. So a lot of people have painful past experiences that have brought them to wanting to have the business that they have, wanting to make an impact in a specific area or in a specific industry. But oftentimes they don't know how to harness that pain or the things that they've been through or their experiences in a meaningful way that's going to really speak to their ideal clients and create an offer or a service or a brand that is going to really drive the impact that they want to have. And so what this has allowed us to do is really lean into those elements of people's personal stories, really lean into my own and understand not only how to tell that story and relay that information, but also looking into the specific elements of my life that I wouldn't have even thought would be helpful to aid in my success, but I'm actually able to leverage because of this newfound perspective and understanding with reading this book. So it also talks a little bit about startups and how you can outmaneuver larger companies and competitors with their unfair advantages. So it's really, really great for, I know my driver buyers love something that's going to give them a little bit of a competitive edge, and this book will definitely do that for you because it allows you to uncover the things within yourself that nobody else has that you can really leverage for success. Book number 5, now this one actually is a sales book, and this is called Never Split the Difference, Negotiating as If Your Life Depended on It by Voss. Now, this author was an FBI former hostage negotiator, and so this book is just so insightful, but it's also really entertaining as he kind of talks through his experience and the way that you can leverage this. So kind of the key takeaways of this book are, number 1, tactical empathy. So using empathy to strategically understand the person that you're talking to, their motivations, their fears. So this is obviously super valuable in a sales conversation. When you can empathize, it allows you to have a really good ethics-led sales conversation where you're speaking directly to what's motivating people, you're understanding their fears, you're understanding their desires, and you're able to employ what I always call as the conversion equation to have a really successful sales conversation that you both walk away from feeling really good about. The next thing this talks about is mastering persuasion. So obviously you're learning the persuasive techniques that these former FBI hostage negotiators were leveraging. And so obviously if it worked for them, it's going to work for you in your business. So I think it's a really great skill to have in your toolbox. And so many people in the online space, but also just in the business space, really struggle with sales and creating sales in their business. They kind of shut down when they go into a sales conversation. They don't know what to say if somebody DMs them asking about their product or service. And so this is a really great book that will give you so much confidence in that area and can really teach you how to secure the best deals from their high stakes negotiation tactics without compromising significantly. So it's really, really great and been awesome for us in taking that into our sales process and understanding how to lead with that empathy and really understand what it is that brought people to us, what they're needing, what their desires are, what their fears, and ultimately so that we can come to a conclusion or decide on an offer that's going to be really beneficial for our client. And if not, we also understand when to walk away from that conversation and just send them on their way with some good information. So I really have loved integrating these different insights specifically into our books and our sales strategies. And I would highly encourage you guys to read each of these, not just listening on Audible, but read annotate, go through and make notes as to the different things that you're learning and how you can actually take and implement into your business. Because so many times people will read books and they educate themselves, they invest in courses, they do so many things, but they don't actually create a strategy and a plan for how they can take that education that they're learning and actually see it through with implementation in their business. So that's something I would say is so important beyond just reading the books, beyond just watching the information, beyond just gathering and learning. You have to create a strategy and a plan for yourself, set dates, set targets, and write down specifically how you can take the principles that you're learning and actually implement them into your business. That's all for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.